Good morning, Lincoln, and hello, hunters. My name is Mira, and I felt very compelled by this last multi-banner to sort of give an analysis on it. Maybe not analysis per se, but each of the cards were interesting enough that I sort of wanted to weigh in on the banner as a whole and each of the individual guys' banner cards. Now, normally I'm not too good at words, so I'll do my best to get through each of them. But I felt it was important to make this video because I felt that this banner in particular did a really good job at providing progression to the relationships between MC and the love interests. And I just wanted to dive deeper into that and sort of give what I thought was good and what I'd like to continue to see in future banners as well, or future multi-banners in particular. So sit back, grab your favorite drink, and let's get started.
This is my 214th spring on Earth, and it will be my last.
Our planet has welcomed the 4,389.2 billionth sunrise. The tracker team has returned from Earth. The deep space tunnel will be closed, and we shall return to the era before immortality.
In Inflorescence Imprints, we join Xavier on his 215th spring on Earth.
And I'm grateful that you'll be here for this spring.
Xavier's Inflorescence imprint is actually the first one I read. And while I shouldn't be surprised by this man, somehow he continues to impress me. The first thing I notice in the card is actually some of the first sentences he says. He sounds just a little bit lighter. It seems like he doesn't have quite the weight on his shoulders, and whether it's consciously or subconsciously, it just seems like he's a lot happier. Like he knows that he made it through another year and he's not leaving on his 215th spring. Take a listen.
There's still that cabinet over there. Can you check it? It's been here for quite some time. They might be faded, or there could be some film grain, but that's what makes the process fun. No one can be completely sure what will appear until the film is developed.
Now, this might be me reading far too deeply into a scripted scene, but I think the voice actor did a really good job, whether intentionally or unintentionally, of portraying this as a new beginning for Xavier. Finally, he doesn't have to worry. And what better way to show the lack of worry than introduce that this man has been taking photography for the last 214 years. And isn't just like an amateur. The dude's been going to a photography shop, got a landscape lens, and has been doing it for God knows how long. And not only that, but taking his time with it. And now he wants to invite MC into his world. He wants to take pictures with her. And I'm sorry, but I have to add in this little scene. I love the knowing little that Xavier gives when the shop owner is like, oh, my dad used to say that to his customers. We love our old man, let's be real.
The person who sold me the camera asked if I took more portrait photos or landscape photos. Then the lens was recommended to me.
My dad used to do the same thing when he sold cameras. Recommending lenses to customers was his favorite part of the job.
Another thing that made this so darn cute was that Xavier is so excited to spend another spring with MC that he's taking the time to take her on a picnic to celebrate the bloom day of the flowers that they planted in the park. He's taking this extra time. He's so excited about it. He hasn't even told her about it because he's made this entire plan. And while he's been visiting the flowers and making notes of them every year in his little notebook, I just think it's so cute and special that he's been so attentive to these flowers because they sort of represent the growth and the movement forward of their relationship over the last year. This man has been so attentive, not just to the flowers, but to MC herself, that he's taken notes on the progression of them just to make sure they're safe. And now he gets to celebrate. Now he gets to see what his patience has rewarded him. And I just think it's so cute.
Actually, the camera was the unexpected part of the plan. The flower's birthday is on the day it blooms, so we should bring a small cake when we visit. I won't forget what I promised you. These flowers are special to us. Similar to how you celebrated my birthday, theirs should be celebrated as well. We should preserve this moment forever. Here's to more springs where the two of us celebrate their birthday together.
And these flowers aren't just special, they're like really, really special. So special that when they hear that the environment to which the flowers are living is going to be turned into a park, they decide to transplant those flowers to a more suitable location, one that's hidden and in the forest, which is a representation of most of Xavier's stories. We have Starfall Forest, where he lost MC originally. I'm sorry for the spoilers. We have a forest where the backtrackers landed. I mean, Xavier's whole story revolves around forests. So it's only natural that where it all begins, it sort of begins anew as well. I think one of my favorite parts of this is actually during the time they are petting the sheep. It's a playful banter between the two, but it's so innocent and cute, and it's something I don't think I've ever seen Xavier be like. And maybe I'm missing something, maybe because I came into the game so late. I've missed these little banters between Xavier and MC, but there was something just inherently playful about the way they spoke to each other. And to me, it really spoke volumes about where their relationship is going and how far it's come, especially in the last year. And we see once they get to the farm or wherever it is they go, that he's even more playful than before.
Help me, please. That isn't what I had in mind when I begged for your help. Or I can give you half of the prize money to pay for an emergency rescue. I want to enter the Golden Photography Contest too. I gave you my prize money, and I need to make a living somehow. Let's move away from them before I put you down. These little sheep are hungry and might not give up on you so easily. I also need to make sure that overly friendly sheepdog doesn't try to jump into my arms again.
During this time, we also get some very crucial character development on Xavier's side. I think this is the first time where he acknowledges out loud that all the effort that he's put in has finally rewarded him. That his patience and his waiting has finally come to fruition over the last year. He acknowledges that while he may have tried over and over and over and over again to save MC, he's finally in a timeline where the good ending occurs.
It's similar to getting used to change. I wasn't born with it. Do it enough times and you'll figure out how it works after a while. Yeah, you don't need to do a lot for that. But there's one trick you can use when you're waiting for the wind. Don't give up. For the one time it mattered the most. Yes.
Aside from Xavier's vocal inflections changing at the beginning of the card, from the quiet melancholy to the subtle happiness, this is one moment in his card where I realized they were using this memory as a way to further the emotional development between the two of them. And I thought it was really well done. These are the types of things that I'm looking for, and I don't know if everybody else is looking for it. I might be just by myself in this. But I really enjoyed that this card had so much depth emotionally, and it used sources of the past for each of them to sort of make an homage of how far they've come to begin with. And I want to see more of that. So we're on to the next day, and Xavier is obviously preparing something for us. Because he leaves before us. Who leaves before a date? If not to completely do something extravagant. And boy, does this man do something extravagant. The only reason this card is a 9 out of 10 for me is because we don't get actual footage of him on Riceball. Hashtag justice for Riceball. This man comes galloping in on a white horse like some sort of fairy tale prince. And not only was it something I wasn't expecting, but I'm here for it. I absolutely loved this part. I thought that it was just absolutely adorable that Xavier would specifically get a horse for really no reason. I mean, they could have walked. The dude like warps through time and space itself. Like, he could have easily carried MC through the forest without. But this man chose the romantic route of taking a white horse on the trail to their flowers. Who doesn't like that? Who wouldn't like that? It's at this time that I believe we get our third pretty crucial emotional development and movement forward with the relationship. Xavier explains that when he landed, it was also spring, and when he arrived, the field he landed in was full of flowers. And it's clear that it's not like that anymore because it's now currently no hunt zone 42. He acknowledges that that was a long time from now, 215 years to be exact, and that his feelings were different back then. Now we know, as the readers, that at that time he was trying to find MC, to find a cure, to save her once again. And now he doesn't need to do that. He also outwardly acknowledges that he didn't plan on staying long. These are all things that he had never outwardly expressed before. These are not things that he ever told MC before. These are not things that he openly discussed. And now, he's actually not only acknowledging it, but he's actually acknowledging what I already felt in the beginning when he first opened his mouth, which is, this is a new beginning. In fact, during this entire time, Xavier is only outwardly stating what we have already felt. He's happy. He's glad. He is so enamored by the fact that he no longer has to live in the past of reliving MC dying in Starfall Forest over and over again. He now has a new memory of being in the forest with her, alive, with living flowers around them, celebrating.
It was spring when I landed here, too. When I stepped out of Traceback 2, the forest I was in wasn't called No Hunt Zone number 42. And at that time, it had a sea of flowers. Yeah, it's been a long time since then. I thought I wouldn't need to stay here for too long before returning home. The weather wasn't as nice as today's, and the flowers hadn't fully bloomed yet. My feelings back then were different too. Now, all of this, it feels like a new spring to me. I'm also grateful. I'm grateful that we found this new field of flowers in the forest. The scenery I once saw by myself no longer exists only in my past. Because of these flowers, that scenery will be etched into our memories. I'm glad these positive changes can be captured by the camera we rediscovered. And I'm grateful that you'll be here for this spring, and for the ones in the future.
A year ago, Xavier was nothing less than afraid. It's even clear in his birthday banner that he wasn't even sure that he was going to last through the year. And now he's making the same promise that MC made to him, which is celebrating every year together. And this is only reinforced by the end of the Kindle by Xavier himself. While most of the Kindle is playful, and we do love a playful Xavier, in the end, he says that he wants to make a promise. A promise sealed with a kiss that every year they will take pictures together in a field of flowers until basically the end of time, which is hilarious for an immortal king, but Xavier just wants to continue moving forward at this point, and I love that for him.
Even if we delete what's on the phone, the images etched into my memory will never be erased. We'll take another photo next spring, and we'll do it again for the spring after. We'll do it until we take the 17,800th photo. Let's fulfill this promise right here, right now.
Okay, before we move on to the final section, I just want to appreciate the way this scene looked. For one, it doesn't look like it's just a static background like they normally do. It actually looks like they're inside of the room. But I thought the lighting was done very well on the characters themselves. And I would really love to see more of that unfold, please. Thank you. In the end, when they're getting the film developed, Xavier mentions several times that maybe he was waiting for the past and the present to converge. And I think this really speaks volumes about where he's at emotionally. For a long time, he was stuck in the past. Stuck with God knows how many pictures of the past that MC didn't exist or survive. And now he only has 6 pictures that exist with him and MC together. Happy. And it's only the beginning. I suspect that now they will have a lot more pictures going forward together. And I think that's beautiful.
Back then, maybe I imagined I'd find a way to connect the past and the future. And once that was done, I'd wait for the moment when their photos are developed together. Yes, the future has become our present. This is the most beautiful change I've experienced.
If you made it this far, first off, I want to thank you for watching. I originally intended this video to include all of the guys. What I didn't anticipate was that Xavier's section was going to take almost 20 to 30 minutes. So we're going to leave it at Xavier's for now. If you would like to see the other guys, I do have a breakdown of their card and I would love to do it. So just let me know who you're interested in or if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing. But the main reason why I wanted to make a video about this was to iterate why I think multi-banners should be more like this. And I know that we saw it in Nightly Rendezvous with their development physically. But Catch-22 was more of an AU, which is fine. I think if we alternated between AU and current timeline, that would be fine. But I thought this multi-banner in particular did a really good job with not only providing everybody with sort of their new beginnings, but it did a really good job of addressing each character's past and present kind of converging. Xavier's is all about him being unafraid of what had happened, of what he had let happen to MC, and moving forward, acknowledging that the current MC is alive and maybe he should be living in the current rather than in the past. All the rest of the guys do have that in their multi-banners as well. Silas is all about letting go of what his preconceived notions of MC remembering him and bringing her into his world. Zane's is letting go of his fears. Raphael's is his abandonments. And Caleb's is letting go of goodbyes. I think multi-banners should be used in this way. Not only because they end up being a really big event anyways, but I think it kind of fills the void between story and fluff. Or story and date, I guess. Story and solos? And I really want to acknowledge how well this banner did that. It sort of, for me, fulfilled this emotional need of moving forward in the relationship and having some meaningful depth to it. I enjoyed that they brought in Xavier's past and brought it to the present, acknowledging emotionally that he had been stuck. And now he's ready to let go and ready to move forward in this new beginning with the current MC. Basically, to give her everything, give it his all to her. And I really look forward to seeing that in the future. So, with that said, thank you all so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. Please look forward to possibly more in the future. And as always, stay safe out there, hunters.